Another day, another dollar, another winning week for the podcast. 3-2 last week. How you doing today, Deuce?
I'm good. We're down to crunch time. Some teams tried to really screw with us last week, but we came out on top. Good thing.
Some crazy lines last week. Favorites covering out the wazoo. As we do guess the lines, I think I was low on a lot. I think they've inflated to make up for it. So this is going to be an interesting week.
Yeah, I took a peek at some of the current lines this morning, and there's a lot of really big numbers here.
Just some quick housekeeping. I saw that Tiger has committed to play. Your thoughts on that?
Where did he commit? This is breaking news to me.
I thought that it came out that he committed to play. Let me Google it.
Wow. I hope it's something new. I'm sure it's Tory, though.
I think it was Tory.
No,
Riviera.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure his foundation is heavily involved with that tournament. I think his first learning center, Tiger Woods Learning Center, was out in that area. So, my favorite personal, if you're talking about the regular tracks on tour, Riviera is my favorite. Classic, old school course. Sometimes you see some low numbers, but always gets a good field. I think Rory also committed to that, so that should be a great field. February
15th through the 18th, you were right on. His Genesis Foundation is set up right there, so it probably makes sense for Riviera. Also,
that'll be a great watch when it's snowing outside. That course really pops on TV.
As you said, absolutely great course. A great course to have him back at.
DJ, you were defending champ there, so like I said, awesome field probably.
Well, let's move right into the NFL. Your takeaways from a pretty good weekend of action last weekend.
Yeah, really good weekend. I thought one of the better weekends. We had some things snipped out, specifically the Chiefs-Chargers game. The Chargers sort of gave that game away, but that was just a great spot for the Chiefs. It's hard to overlook anything, or it's hard to look at anything last week except for the Pats Steelers and that ending. I'm not sure I've seen a 60-second sequence like that in my life. The Pats Super Bowl win over Seattle, you had that one play, but this was kind of a 60-second sequence of craziness. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like that.
Does the catch roll have to change?
Yeah, but I don't know what you're going to do. I keep hearing people saying, that was a catch. Well, to define a catch thing, because you have to have a definition to it. You can't just be a guy in a bar and think it's a catch, because I think that one was actually more clear than some of the other ones in the past. People were like, well, he caught it, turned, and lunged. I didn't see it like that. I thought it was all one motion, whereas Dez kind of caught it, his feet hit the ground, and he kind of leapt forward. Same with Calvin Johnson. So, if you're going to change it, which it probably doesn't need to be tweaked, you have to have some sort of definition, and I have no idea what that is.
What's the worst rule? That or what happened at the end of the Raiders-Cowboys game, the rule fumbling out of the end zone?
I hate that rule. That rule just doesn't make any common sense. I think the catch rule, you can see where they're going with it. I don't understand that rule, why it's in football, the touchback rule.
I am completely with you. I think that's the worst rule in sports. If you want, it has to be changed. The Raiders should get the ball, or whoever fumbles it out of the end zone, at the 20 or 25 and restart the day. It should not be a turnover.
Yeah, in worst case, 20 or 25. At best, it should be at the goal line or the 1 foot line. Because what's the difference between that and a regular fumble that goes out of bounds?
You're right. It's ridiculous.
There's no forward movement on a fumble, I thought.
I want to go back to that Pats Steelers game. Couple questions for you. What exactly did the Steelers talk about during that review?
Nothing.
Because they came out and ran a horrific play, and then the play after that, they obviously had no clue what they were going to do.
Yeah, the second play, right, it's total confusion. Not sure anybody was on the same page, but I don't think it's getting talked about how bad the play before that was.
Yeah, a 38-year-old veteran, top 5 quarterback in the league for a while, I would say. 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
He handled that awfully, and he handled the press conference after that even worse.
I mean, I love that he tossed Todd Haley under the bus, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you see Todd Haley thrown under the bus, I'm all for it. But I would think that he had to have some sort of communication with Eli Rogers to run that route. He was the only one who moved.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I looked at the play. I didn't see any hand signals or anything like that. I don't know if it was just Eli Rogers was supposed to freeze. If you're taught when you're in Pee Wee football, if you're going to spike it, everyone freezes, right? You don't want a false start on a spike. It's the biggest no-no there is in the 2-minute drill. So just by him coming off the line, he either was making a mistake in the spike drill or he knew that Ben was going to throw it. So I would lean towards him and Ben knew, in which case, why the hell would Ben throw it into triple coverage then?
That's the other thing. He throw it out of the end zone and kick a field goal.
Yeah, throw it into row 17. It doesn't matter.
Even intentional grounding. I think the 10-second runoff still would have been okay.
Yeah, I think there was 15 or 14 seconds left.
Let's rewind it to the series before. Why is Rob Gronkowski in single coverage?
Look, I really like Sean Davis. I think he's one of the better safeties in the league. He went to Maryland. He might be the most athletic safety in the league. But there's 2 things here. Single coverage when no one else in the field is beating you on that day is ludicrous. Coach couldn't get open off Marty Burns, who quietly has become a great corner. The backs were being shadowed out of the backfield. Amendola can't get open against anybody. So why not double team Gronk? Second of all, Tomlin, who's supposed to be a DB guru, quote unquote, and he has coached the secondary up very well, you have to press Gronk. Once he gets that Frankenstein body moving, it's done. It's over. Why not jam him off the line?
It ended up not meaning as much. Well, maybe it did because maybe you kicked the field goal and win it, but even worse than the drive was the 2-point conversion where Gronk is singled up on the side of the field by himself.
Once again, no jam. They're getting to Brady with some sort of success pretty much the whole game. And yet that drive, they don't jam Gronk. Brady just tosses it up. Gronk's 6'6", Davis 6'2". It's one of the weirdest things I've seen. But it happens every time Tomlin goes against Brady.
To me, Mike Tomlin and the Steelers are always going to beat the teams they're better than, but they're always going to run into problems when they face a Belichick system, really good system, know every scenario, or another really good team. You can't rely on stars to win every game.
It's interesting. I think you hit it. I think Belichick, against Tomlin specifically, tells his guys, don't lose the game. We're not going to beat ourselves. We're going to stay as patient as possible all the way to the end. Whereas Tomlin just gets jitters in his pants or something.
After last weekend, we had the David Carr play. We had index card to measure a first down. We had the Jesse James Steelers catch. Has the replay gone too far? Do we need to scale it back?
I think in all sports it's gone too far. I think we're breaking it down to the nanosecond when, you have 300-pound men running 4.4s full speed. You can pick apart every play if you're going to go down to the nanosecond. I think it either needs to be watched at full speed in replay or half speed, not super slow-mo. I feel the same way in basketball. It seems like when there's a close game, there's a review at the end of the last 5 minutes every 10 seconds. So, if we're talking about all-encompassing sweeping changes, which I don't think are happening, but it should be rolled back a little bit.
Something has to change. We can't have 50-year-old guys who were in Nanticoke Country Club the night before talking about their days without helmets trying to see through behemoth animals to spot a football. And then you got a 75-year-old guy running out with the sticks, and he can't hold the stick straight.
Yeah, and then they're calling New York every 10 minutes to get the actual right call.
I think it's gone too far. I'm not sure how they stop it, because it seems like it's just going to get worse. But
I agree. I don't think you can stop it.
my other suggestion is only degenerates or fantasy guys cared about the Cards-Skins game, with both teams being eliminated from the playoffs. I think come week 15, when two teams are eliminated from the playoffs, you should not be allowed to punt, and there should be no extra points.
I like that rule. I watched that game anyway, but I would watch all games like that.
I didn't have it here, but when I saw the highlights and read about it, Bruce Arians, 4th and 1 at midfield late in the game, punting. That's just ridiculous.
I know. And that was a key game in our little in-house pick'em contest, and I was screaming at the TV to go for it because you guys were on the Washington side.
I think you hit it right on the head. We're going to find out what kind of a leader Russell Wilson is this week if they fold up shop. But
what an implosion, by the way, in Seattle.
We've been on it for weeks that this is the end. Is it definitively blow-up time?
I think you'll see. I think these next 2 weeks are it. If Russell is who some people think he is, and rallies the troops, and they win 2 in a row, and they sneak into the playoffs, I could see them kind of holding fort, getting guys healthy, maybe adding a piece or two, and going after one more run. But man, when guys are chirping at each other, this is kind of the Pete Carroll downfall here. He lets guys be however they want to be, but when times are tough and they turn on each other, that's kind of the flaw in his system. If Zeke does anything like Gurley did last week, I think you might see 2 Seahawks fighting each other on the field.
If we're going blow-up mode with the Seahawks, is this the end of Pete Carroll?
Oh man, interesting question. I didn't even think about that, but he's getting up there in age. I would assume, going to 2 Super Bowls or however many he's been to, 3 now, I would assume he would get the option to rebuild or not. That's a very tough question because I think he's almost 70 years old.
66, he'll be 67 by the start of next season. It's kind of interesting that his days at USC ended when David Shaw got there and revamped Stanford offense, as well as Harbaugh, and Chip Kelly came with that offense. Now we have Kyle Shanahan and McVay, who I think are the 2 best offensive minds in the league.
Yeah, that's an awesome point. Awesome point. Yeah. Those are the 2 brightest young minds in the league, probably offensively. So I would assume he sits down with a GM and they decide where they're going to start rebuilding. Obviously, it's going to include Russell Wilson. My guess, though, is on the defensive side. If this does go bad, I think you'll see Bennett gone. I think you'll see Sherman gone. I honestly think you might see Earl Thomas gone. I think they build around Bobby Wagner on that back end.
I'm with you. I agree. I think Earl's best days are behind him.
Totally agree. He looks slower than he used to. He used to be able to get sideline to sideline. Better than anyone I've seen since Sean Taylor had Reed era. And he cannot do that anymore. So I think if you can shed Sherman, Thomas, Bennett salary, you got a lot to work with still. So I can see Pete maybe sticking around for 2 or 3 more years and see where it goes.
Not only that, Dallas seems like they could rush the passer from the defensive side of the ball. How much is Russell Wilson going to be running around this weekend?
He seems like he does every week. I think some of that is on him. He's a great player, don't get me wrong. He looks for Doug Baldwin or whoever his first read is on the right side, and it seems like a lot of times he takes off even if his pocket is clean, or he does that little swivel spin move into a defender. So I think his sack numbers are a little deceiving. He walks into some of those, but yeah, Demarcus Lawrence could be in his face a ton this weekend.
You've been all over it for over a year now. How many teams' front offices can't look at themselves in the mirror because they didn't give up what you had to give up for Jimmy G?
Yeah, my boy. I don't know. It might be. I think we're gonna look back. When we're on a huge platform in 10 years from now, and our podcast is broadcast to billions of people, we're gonna be huge in India. I can already feel it. I think we're gonna look back and think this might be the steal. The trade of the century, the trade of the last 50 years. I honestly think he's that good.
I think people saying that the Niners are ruining their draft status doesn't. They have their franchise quarterback. They're going to be in the top 10. It doesn't matter where they pick.
They got a potential, to me, right? Brady, Eli, Ben, Rivers, they're gone in 3 years. Breeze, 3 years they're all out of the league. To me, Jimmy G is a top 5 quarterback, and they got him for a second-round pick, which is mind-blowingly valuable. Like crazy. Like, you need 3 first-round picks to get someone like that nowadays.
Moving forward, asset-wise, from the quarterback position, him or Mariota?
Definitely Jimmy.
Him or Derek Carr?
Closer. I still like Jimmy.
Him or Deshaun Watson, the little we saw?
I would take Deshaun. I think he's special.
Him or Andrew Luck, from what we know, which is not much?
Oh, boy. Holy crap. Is this just blank canvas, any team I want, or is this current situation?
Any team you want. Asset next 5 to 7 years.
That's close. I think fully healthy, I would go Luck if I can get him on another team. If the cloud is still there, and I saw the other day, bicep surgery is possible.
Yes.
I think I'm going to go Jimmy if the cloud is there.
Him or Mitchell Trubisky?
Not even close. Jimmy.
Him or Jameis?
Jimmy.
Him or Kirk Cousins?
Really hit me in the gut there. Kirk Cousins is so much better than he gets credit for, but
Yes.
I'll take Jimmy.
Would you put Rodgers into this category? You think he still has 5 to 7 left?
I think he's still got a good run going.
All right, so you have to put Rodgers over him.
He's got to have 5 years left at least.
You would think so. Him or Matt Ryan?
I'll take Jimmy. I've never been a Matt Ryan guy, so I'm a little biased against him.
Him or Matt Stafford?
Wow, that's a tough one. See, Stafford's another one. I think kind of in a Cousins situation where Stafford's team has been awful. They haven't had a 100-yard rusher in 7 years or something crazy. I don't know. I think they're the same to me right now. Stafford's underrated.
Him or Dak Prescott?
Jimmy.
Him or Russell Wilson?
Oh, man, it's killing me. I think I have to go Russ at this point.
Him or Cam Newton?
Jimmy.
Him or Goff?
Jimmy.
Him or Teddy Bridgewater?
Jimmy.
Him or Carson Wentz?
Wentz.
So we went through every team once the Rivers, Ben, Brady guys retire. 4 quarterbacks better than Jimmy G, or asset-wise. That's counting Luck, assuming he's healthy, which we don't know. The Niners are in an unbelievable position.
Unbelievable. And I know it's the end of the year. I know they're not playing the best of teams. But the talent on his offense is so bad, I don't think people realize that. Even winning 3 or 4 games in a row is crazy good.
How big of a loser is Marvin Lewis after it comes out that he's decided that he's going to step away from the Bengals? He sees everybody celebrating.
I respect him more now. I love that he's going to go, quote-unquote, pursue other opportunities.
He sees everybody celebrating, so he decides that maybe he's not leaving. And then he changes
I like that a lot.
He
like,
changes.
What's he going to go do, deliver bread? I don't understand.
0 playoff wins in 15 years. I don't care what kind of status he took over the Bengals with. It's easy to flip a team. Look how quick the Niners have flipped their team.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. He's the biggest loser in NFL history.
If you're looking at the last 5 years, like 3 years ago, their roster was loaded.
They were in position to make noise.
He hitched his wagon to Andy Dalton and wasted A.J. Green's career.
If you're Arthur Blank, are you chipping in to help P. Diddy buy the North Carolina Panthers, as he called them?
No.
Because
That's the thing I've ever heard.
if I'm Arthur Blank, I'm hoping P. Diddy buys the North Carolina Panthers. That is, the Panthers would be floundering within a year.
Oh, it would be a disaster, an abject disaster. I can't even. He's talking about how good the halftime shows are going to be. Look, 2 years ago, I was a big Cam Newton guy. I think he has a ton of flaws. He is still, he's a legit starting quarterback in this league. For Diddy to say he's going to bring in Colin Kaepernick to compete for starting quarterback shows me that he doesn't even realize that Carolina already has a black starting quarterback that's the face of a franchise.
Question for you. If you're in the position of Derek Jeter, would you want to step into that position and be able to walk around with a helicopter dick saying that you own a team, knowing that you have to basically field a AAA team, or would you rather not own a team?
I think I'd want to be in this position.
My biggest.
I don't know if it's going to be the same type of equity share, but Joe Thomas, Cleveland Browns Joe Thomas, I don't know if it was on Instagram or Twitter, I can't remember. He put out a full-on big business plan to buy the Panthers. If you get time, check that out. I think he's dead serious about it.
The other one that I can't understand is, why do we keep lumping Mark Cuban into buying an NFL team? Has he done that great of a job owning the Mavs?
No. He is basically stealing Hankey's plan in Philadelphia, but he is not executing it nearly as well.
He's trying
to take, but he's not taking that well.
He got a great player in Dirk, and I'll give him credit. He took advantage of the championship he had, but more so because LeBron James, is the difference, would say had a mental illness then and was afraid to take over games.
That was bizarre of a finals.
And since then, they've been awful.
Yeah, if you're going to tank, you got to win 8 games in a year, not 20.
The last thing I have is, it seems like in Texanville, it's either going to be Bill O'Brien or Rick Smith standing next year. Mistake if O'Brien's the guy leaving?
I liked O'Brien. I would have said probably not earlier this year. Now that you have Deshaun Watson, I think you got to keep O'Brien just because he's so good with quarterbacks. I think you saw some crazy potential with them two together while Deshaun was on the field.
Well, let's move into Guess the Lines for the week before our Saxton podcast Christmas party, where Mr. Jerry Richardson will judge the jeans contest. I have a 1-game lead, 2 weeks left, so do or die here for you. It's 2 Saturday games. Ravens hosting the Colts. I said Ravens 8.5.
I said 10.5.
You get it. Open 10.5. Open 12.5 up to 13.5.
That seems like an enormous number for what I think is a below-average Baltimore team.
I'm with you. I don't trust Brissett on the road, though. With that team.
Here's the problem. The Ravens have to win this game. They're in a dogfight for that last playoff spot. So
right now they're on the outside looking in with Buffalo and Tennessee at 8-6. Ravens at 8-6, correct. Must win.
That's the problem. And Indy is not really, they're not playing for anything. They're not really built for a physical battle like this either.
It's a stay away from me.
Good teaser candidate, though, I think.
The other Saturday game, Minnesota at Green Bay. Rodgers is now out. I made the line expecting Rodgers to be in. I said Packers -1 with Rodgers.
I figured he would not play. I said Vikings -6.5.
You got it. Opened 10, up to 9.
Wow. Wow. I kind of like Green Bay.
I thought I read that this is the biggest home dog Green Bay's ever been. The last 2 times they were home dogs, they won outright.
Interesting. I have not looked at the forecast. My guess, though, is it might be around 0 degrees.
Yeah, you would expect it to be under freezing. I think Green Bay is the side. Low-scoring game.
Man, this game, what does this mean for Minnesota? Let me see here.
Minnesota has a 1-game lead over the Rams and the Saints. I don't know what the tiebreaker scenario would be.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a tiebreaker, but I don't see it. So either way, it's not a must-win. If I'm looking at it correctly, they would still have some kind of chance next week. Seems like a lot of points in shitty weather.
Yeah, I lean Green Bay.
I think I lean that way as well.
To Sunday, Detroit goes to Cincinnati. Must win for Detroit. I said Lions -3.
I said the same.
We have it. Open 3.5. It's up to 4.5.
I have no feel for this game. Cincinnati looks like they've nailed it in. The Lions are still fighting, but I just don't trust them on the road.
I think you hit it exactly. I don't trust them either. Chargers go to New York. They need a win to keep their hopes alive. I said Chargers 5.5.
I said Chargers -7.
You got it exactly. Open 7, down to 6.5.
I am shocked that I get it. They're flying to the East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, warm weather, cold weather. But I'm shocked the line is moving in favor of Bryce Teddy.
Any word on Keenan Allen?
Questionable still. I think he gives it a go. I think he'll be okay. Pretty good cover last week for the Jets in New Orleans.
They played well. The Saints didn't play great, but the Jets played well. Petty had a couple mistakes that turned the game, but they were right there.
Yeah. This is one of those spots where the Chargers might lose outright or they'll win by 40.
I think it's a lean Jets right now.
Yeah, I can get on that, I think.
Rams go to Tennessee. I said Rams -6.
I said Rams -8.
I get this one open 6.5. It's remained 6.5.
Huge injury for the Rams, kind of under the radar. Their big-time kicker, Greg Zuerlein, on IR with a herniated disc. He was one of the better kickers in the league this year.
Wow, I did not see that.
Yeah, that's late yesterday. He's been fighting it all year. He's still been great, but I guess the pain just got to the point where he's feeling numbness in his legs, so he is on IR. So, pretty big loss, I think, with kicking being such a big deal these days.
This is, I'd say, a must-win for both teams, especially Tennessee.
It is. I need to look at some more stats on this one. My gut, when I first saw it, I kind of lean Tennessee if we can get that to 7. But I worry about Gurley just going to Pound Town here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I lean the Titans as well, but this is a Sunday decision.
Yeah, they should be able to run the ball. The Rams have not been able to stop the run, so DeMarco's had a terrible year, and Henry should get a ton of carries here.
We're just talking about the line in this game, and we're moving on. Cleveland at Chicago. Bears -6 was my guess.
That's the same thing.
We have it. That's great. 6.5 opened, remains 6.5. We go on to Carolina. I'm not letting us talk about the Browns this week.
Okay.
We go to Carolina. They host Tampa Bay. I said Panthers -8.
I said 7.5.
I get this one open 9.5 up to 10. It's now 3-2 on the week.
Thomas Davis out for this one. It's a lot of points. The Bucks are still playing hard. They played hard against Atlanta. This is a lot of points for me to swallow here.
I'm with you. I think Tampa will come out and play well. Carolina 10-4, essentially in the playoffs, barring a collapse. I think I lean Tampa as well.
Yeah, I think Carolina wins here, but I think it's a fairly close game.
I'm with you. To New Orleans for a good one. They host Atlanta. I said Saints 3.5.
I said 6. I'm not sure what I was thinking.
You got it exactly. Open 6
wow.
down to 5.5.
Wow. I don't know where to go here. I think I lean New Orleans. I was looking through Drew Brees' game logs the other day. He hasn't had that good of a year. I don't know if maybe he has hit that wall, that age wall, and it's been masked by their phenomenal running game with Kamara and Ingram, but he's just been average.
I'm with you.
On the other side, Atlanta looks terrible, so that's kind of like the home team here.
I'm on the Falcons on this game. I think 5.5 is way too many points. I do think New Orleans gave away that Thursday game in Atlanta, but I don't think that they're 6 points better than Atlanta.
I think I like the matchups for the Saints here better. I think they can stick Lattimore on Julio and have some success. These teams are kind of built very similarly. I would like to see the status of Kenny Vaccaro for the Saints and Tevin Coleman for the Falcons.
Denver goes to DC. I said Hearts -6.
Wow. Did you eat shrooms when you guessed that? I said Hearts -2.
We actually split it. It opened 4. It's down to 3.5.
I have not seen officially who's starting at quarterback for Denver.
I'm assuming Osweiler, but I don't have confirmation on that.
I always say that. I thought I read that if Paxton was
you're right.
trying to get him back in there.
You're right, correct. I have not seen that though. If it's
but if it's Osweiler, I kind of like Denver in this spot.
well then we'll move on. I like the Hearts. Miami goes to Arrowhead. I said Chiefs -7.
I said 8.5.
You got it. 5-2 lead for you on the week. Open 10 up to 10.5.
That is a huge number. Obviously, though, Kansas City has to win. I think the story in this game, I'm pulling it up right now, is going to be the weather. And it is going to be a high of 31 there. So Miami is going to be shivering.
This might be a Chiefs tease spot.
I agree.
You think the Chiefs have figured it out?
I mean, I'm not sure what there was to figure out. They're just, they finally committed to giving Kareem Hunt the ball more. I'm not sure. I can see where they win these couple games and people think they're back, and then they get beat in the first round.
So as of right now, they would host Tennessee in the first round.
Well, not in that matchup, but they were going against somebody else.
Assuming the 6th seed did not beat Jacksonville in round 1, Kansas City would play New England. If you're the Patriots, are you afraid of that matchup?
No. I don't think Kansas City on defense is going to be able to stop New England.
Speaking of New England, they host Buffalo this week, who's clinging to that 6th seed. They need a win. I said Pats 11.
I said 14.5.
I get this one open 10.5 up to 12.
Huge win last week. They had that Brady trainer being kicked off the grounds issue this week. They still got to win for home field, so I don't know how, they'll be focused. I'm not sure how focused they'll be with the Bills. It's hard for me to like the Bills, though.
Yeah, it seems like a tough spot for Buffalo after those 2 home games. I think this is a stay away. I'd probably lean Bills with the points if I had to make a pick, but I don't feel confident in them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Jacksonville goes to San Fran. Should be an interesting one with Jimmy G going against that Jacksonville defense. I said Jags -6.
I said Jags -7.
I get this one to cut the lead to 5-4. Open 5, it's down to 4.
Man, San Francisco just has no playmakers. But I kind of like this spot for them. Jags have to go all the way west.
Just put up 45 last week.
Yeah, they kind of in cruise mode. Everyone all of a sudden thinks Bortles isn't bad.
San Fran's defense has played pretty good.
Over the field goal here, I think I like San Francisco.
I'm with you. I think San Fran's defense has played pretty good.
Jags are coming off 3 straight home games, so they have not been on the road in over a month.
Yeah, this is a heavy lean Niners for me.
I agree.
Official?
Jimmy!
49ers +4, official.
We should have named this pod the Jimmy G pod.
Shitty game in the desert. Giants go there to face Arizona. I said Cards -7.
I said Cards -2.
I get this. It opened 5.
Oh my God.
Down to 3.5. We're tied on the week with 3 games left.
I don't know. I have no feel. Drew Stanton back at quarterback, so the Blaine Gabbert era is over.
I think I lean Arizona. Only, I think the 2 straight home games against division opponents. Now they go on the road for Arizona.
That's a good point. Kerwin Williams questionable for Arizona. He is their backup running back, so they would be down to 3rd stringer if he can't go.
Good one. Seattle goes to Dallas, as we talked about earlier. Both teams need to win. I said Cowboys 3.5.
Oh man, I think you're gonna get this one. I said only 3.
You got it. It opened 2.5. Take the lead back. It is up to 5.
That's what I saw. That's why I was worried there. Man, I think I've flip-flopped in this game 10 times just this morning. I really liked Dallas when I first saw the matchup. If the line is 3, I really like Dallas. The back door here scares me, though, with 4 or 5, whatever the line is.
I think if I had to, I'd lean Seattle. I do think they have one last stand. I think everybody's going to be on Dallas with Zeke coming back and all the turmoil and the loss that Seattle had last week. I think Pete Carroll gets them to fight one more time.
Yeah, if you're just looking at, if you did not see the tweets and the turmoil, there could not be a better bounce back spot drawn up, basically, with public team in Dallas, traditionally public team, star player coming back, and I'm not sure you could have lost worse than Seattle did last week. So if you're building a bounce back, this is it.
And a traditionally bad home favorite.
Yeah, good call.
2 Monday games on Christmas Day. Pittsburgh goes to Houston. I said Steelers -11.
I said 12.
I get it. We tie with 1 game left. Pittsburgh opened 10. They're down to 9.5.
They had a really rough 3-game stretch. Cincy, Baltimore, New England on Christmas Day. I know it's on national TV. I'm not sure how much they're going to want to play this game.
I'm with you. They need to win. I'm not sure who would have the tiebreaker if the Jags and them were tied. I'm I want to lean the Texans, but it's friggin' TJ Yates.
I know. Can you imagine, if Deshaun was playing in this game, how much better it would be?
Oh, it would be a great, great game. Yeah, I don't think I can do
I'm
it.
with you. I want to like Houston, but God, that feels sort of Cleveland Brownish to me.
I'm not sure how many touches Le'Veon Bell had last week, but going into last week, he was at 396 for the year.
Wow. File that away for fantasy drafts next year.
In our last game, you needed to stay alive on the year. You've been unbelievable on the Eagles all year. They host Oakland. I said Eagles 9.5.
I have a bad feeling about this one unless we got some line movement. I said 7.5.
I get it to clinch the year. It opened 9 and it's remained 9.
It's fitting that my season went down with Carson Wentz. Me and him were locked arm in arm all year.
Your thoughts on this Oakland-Philly game?
I actually think Philly is going to come out swinging. I think their defense has been atrocious the last 2 weeks, maybe 3. I think they are a much better home defensive team, especially on the back end for some reason. I don't know why. Foles looks okay. He looks comfortable in the offense, competent. I think Oakland put all their eggs in the last week, traveling east, cold. I think this could get out of hand quickly.
I've never been happier to hear you say that because for once I actually love the Eagles.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I actually think this is going to be a blowout. Eagles could clinch the 1 seed with a win. I think this is ugly quick. I think this could be 45-10.
I totally agree. I wanted to feel out the Eagles team after, I think I was 8-1 with Wentz. I wanted to feel them out, but I'm back. I'm back on them.
Eagles -9 official. So we have Niners plus.
That's the biggest number we've taken this year.
Niners +4, Eagles -9. We'll tweet out any teasers or any of the leagues we had. Quickly, we'll run through the bowl games up until next Thursday. Hopefully we can get a pod in next week.
Yep.
Tonight we have Temple, Florida International. Temple is +7.
I like the team from Philly in this matchup.
I was hoping you didn't say it, because I like them as well. Official or just the lean?
What time does the game start?
8 o'clock.
I think I like them. I'm a little hesitant just because we're so hot in the NFL to go back to college after some time off, but if I was ranking bowl games, this would probably be in my top 10 or 12.
I think
Let's wait a little while.
I was just going to say we'll tweet it out if it's official. Tomorrow, UAB in Ohio. Ohio's -6.5.
Under touchdown, UAB is probably better, man-for-man, personnel-wise, but Solish is really good at bowl games. I lean Ohio.
I lean Ohio as well, but I don't like them official.
No.
Should be a good one with Josh Allen playing for Wyoming. They're -3.5 against Central Michigan.
I actually like Central Michigan here. I think you're on the other side. This is sort of a prove-it game for Allen. So you could be on the other side of the fence here. He comes out swinging for the scouts. I think there's a lot of pressure on him this game. If he doesn't put up a good performance, it probably won't matter, but I think you could see some teams start to question him a little bit.
Texas Tech, South Florida. South Florida's -3.
I lean Texas Tech here. I think Cliff has the young boys ready. I think they put up a ton of points in this one.
I'm with you. That game is Saturday. That game is Saturday. So we'll tweet it out if it becomes official.
Saturday at noon.
Army, San Diego State. San Diego State -6.5.
Always tough to play a service team in a bowl because they get up for everything. San Diego State, though, maybe the second best running back in the country, and Rashad Penny. over 2,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, so Army will have its hands full with him. I don't really love the side here, though.
I don't either. San Diego State has played Air Force this year and have had 2-3 weeks to prepare for the option. Probably would lead San Diego State if I had them.
Yeah, under a touchdown, too.
Toledo -7 against App State.
No feel for this one at all.
Yeah, I don't either. Houston, Fresno State. Houston's -2.5.
This game is in Hawaii. I will never bet on two teams from the mainland going to Hawaii and college kids.
If anything, maybe the over of 49.
That's probably a good bet, actually.
Utah, West Virginia. Utah's -6.5. Greer is doubtful for West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia's been terrible on defense lately, and without Greer offensively, not sure what they can do. I don't like Utah away from Utah, but they're kind of de facto lean just because of West Virginia's personnel.
Duke -5.5 against Northern Illinois.
I kind of like Duke. I think Duke is a good bowl betting team. Coach always has them ready to play. I think they kind of relish this chance to prove that they are a decent football school.
I'm with you on that. That may become an official. The Fighting Snyders get UCLA. Snyders are -2.5.
Is Rosen playing in this game?
Probable.
Interesting. Man, I think I like the Snyders here. We have been bad with them this year. This seems like a good spot against the grab-ass team.
I think you're right with that one.
Where is that game?
I'm not sure.
Cactus Bowl. It's in Phoenix, so kind of home field for UCLA. I still lean Snyders.
Southern Miss, Florida State. Florida State -16.5.
That's a huge number for a program in turmoil. I'm not sure how many of those kids are going to want to play after getting their swag bags. Nothing for me there.
I'm with you. I think you hit it exactly. Boston College, Iowa. Iowa's 2.5.
This actually, I might watch this game. This is an interesting one to me. There's some pro kids on both these teams. They play very similar styles. BC did not look good